It's the Skate Like You podcast. In association with JG Hubs and hosted by Mark Vachon. We're talking life in and out of the rink with a new skater every week.
What's going on, everybody? It's Mark, Skate Like You podcast, skatelikeyou.com. And I am here with actually two people. It's a total of three if you count myself. And I know that nobody has ever seen this format rolled out this way. But first, we have from Rink Chat, Liz Brown. Say hi, Liz.
Hey, what's up, skate nerds?
And then, of course, the one and only Brian Baker, DJ Shake. How's it going, Brian?
It's going great. Glad to be here.
Awesome. So before we jump too far into this, for those of you guys that don't know, kind of recently decided to add another show with another format to the Skate Like You podcast lineup. So I don't know if we're going to do this on a bi-weekly basis or maybe every couple weeks or every 3 weeks or whatever, but we want to have a show. It's not going to air on Sundays. This isn't going to replace any of the guest shows that I host. We're still going to continue with, guest skaters, obviously. But in addition to that, we wanted to kind of mix it up, and we wanted to throw around and try and maybe tackle some topics. And if you've seen any of the lives or any of kind of the announcements that I've thrown out in the past few weeks, we kind of, we juggle this idea around in the sense that a topic show, but not just a topic show. We wanted it to be topics that skaters really have definitive opinions about, right? Like everybody has an opinion about this stuff. It might border on controversial, right? Without really stirring up too much negativity. And if you haven't guessed, just based on the guest that we have here with Brian, DJ Shake, and obviously another hint being controversial topics, the first one that we wanted to tackle was music. Music at the rink, music among skaters, music by region, the whole nine, because no one has a shortage of opinions on music. Could we at least all agree on that?
Definitely.
Confirm.
All right. So, and then one last thing, if you guys haven't, actually I already said this, but joining as a co-host, moving along here is going to be Liz Brown of Rink Chat. You guys have seen some collaboration happening between us. I'm totally stoked about it. She's nervous. I'm not. And I think she's going to, I think she's going to kill it. I think she's going to kill it.
Should be fun.
I'm excited to be a part of this saucy threesome today. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great intro.
Already. Yeah. Anyway, already having to cut shit out. right out of the gate. All right. Mm-hmm. So music. Brian, you've been a DJ for a long time. The first question I want to throw out to you, why do you think that music is kind of, the hot button topic among skaters? Why do you think there's so much controversy surrounding music when it comes to skaters?
You can't. First thing I'm going to say, and everybody already knows this, you ain't gonna please everybody with every song you play. But for me, it's like if you DJ at a certain venue so many times, you're gonna learn your crowd, you're gonna know what's going on, and you're gonna have them rocking all the time. But at some of these events, we got so many people coming from different states up north and Midwest, and and stuff like that. But and every event I go to, I have a blast. I ain't gonna lie. I have a good time. But I hear folks chatting and talking and, doing some stuff. And I'm like, ooh, okay, that didn't sound too good. And so, but you're not gonna, I'd say 70% of your, 70 or 75% of your night is going to be really good. And then the other 25, 30% is going to be what you can improve on, for the next time.
Okay. So, and for you, how many different regions have you DJ'd as far as rinks go? You know what I mean?
Okay. So
yourself.
If I can go back a little bit further, if you don't mind, just a quick history.
Yeah.
I started DJing in 1986.
Okay.
I was 21, so don't start adding up age. I can see y'all doing that now. And, you know, to me, DJing in a club, and some people might disagree with me, DJing in a club, you can DJ in a ring. You want to keep people on the floor, dance floor, you want to keep people on the skate floor. So long as you do that, you're good. I don't see any difference myself, unless you're doing like a wedding or something, that's a whole lot. But if you're in a club and you straight jamming, and if you're in the skate, you know. So I've had my share of really bad nights, but sometimes the really bad nights help you along the way. You know, you get really frustrated because somebody might, especially once Facebook came out, what was it, 2009, 10? You know, when I first got on Facebook and I did a couple of skate rinks here in Virginia, and people the next day they ripped me. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So anyway, I DJ'd Virginia Beach, which is all slow roll. If y'all know what I mean when I say slow roll.
Mhm.
Okay. It's all slow roll. I had no idea the shuffle side even existed because I was in Virginia Beach.
Okay.
Okay. So 2011, I get this job with Military Sea Lift, and they send me to Freehold, New Jersey for training. My friend said, take your skates, go to South Amboy. I said, all right. This is when people were going to South Amboy. People ain't really going there
Yeah.
anymore. I get up there and I'm like, okay, they're doing some freestyle up in here. It's faster. That Jersey Shuffle threw me off because I didn't know what the hell they were doing. Then, first weekend, I meet Rob and Jackie. First weekend, February 2011. I'll never forget it. First thing he says to me, nice to meet you. Go to Roller Jam on Saturday nights. 2011. I said, all right. Roller Jam taught me that you can play regular music. Doesn't have to be a remix.
Mhm.
It can be top 40. He was playing the Eagles one of these nights, and I can't go for that Hall and Oates and stuff like that. And I'm
Well,
in
that
my
song is prime, dude. That song is so dope to skate to. I
man.
can't go for that. I think
What?
everybody here loves that song at the rink.
You cannot go wrong with it. Michael Jackson's Baby Be Mine. But then what I noticed is, okay, so when I went to the other rinks, they were playing some freestyle. Like Wednesday nights at the Palace at the time was all freestyle.
Mhm.
There was DJ Phil, and
Mhm.
I can't remember who the other guy was. But when I went to Roller Jam, I had skated so much that I didn't realize that we didn't hear any freestyle till after I was driving home. I'm like, wait a minute. Disco, house, funk. I mean, he starts off like a slow roll, you know, about 100 beats a minute, and then he just works it. You know, then he does a part where he'll take the skaters that really don't skate and he'll let them have the floor for like 2 songs. Then he'll play something like on the radio. But then when it's our turn, he knows what's going on. You know, he'll put, and that was the first time I had really heard anybody play like that. And the first time when I went to the Palace, and then Eight Wheels No Breaks was in 2015, my first one of that they play a freestyle. They were playing Midas Touch and you know, what's it, Saturday Love and Lisa and the Cult Jam. And I was sitting there going, what? So that's what really got me going. And then I met Jim Urick, so I got to DJ. I DJ'd at Roller Jam about 4 times. I DJ'd in Eight Wheels No Breaks with Jeremy. Have you met Jeremy? Did you meet Jeremy?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. DJ'd at Eight Wheels No Breaks with Jeremy. That's another story. I met Jim Urick and Jim Park at that event. Jim Urick invited me to 47, so I went to 47. I DJ'd my own night there. Park invited me to come up to do his first Steel City. Well, it was 2018. I've still yet to get there. It's 2025. I can't get there. So I've had a chance to, you know, to kind of get around and see. And then my first Atlanta was March 22, but then I hit Florida Reflections in May of 22, and that was just dude, I didn't know what was going on. That was crazy. I mean, I thought I was at Daytona.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was
It's a racetrack for sure.
yes. But I'm the type, and I've talked to you about this. You know what you're gonna get when you go to each spot. So there's no need to complain about anything. You know what you're gonna get. Okay? There's plenty of complaints I could say about the shuffle events. but they don't outweigh the pros. You know what I'm saying? The
Mhm.
people, the skating, and stuff like that. But the best mix that I've seen, and I'll come back up to Philly again. The best mix was Eight Wheels and then Try Rink. Eight Wheel. Did you go to Eight Wheels at all?
No, no, no.
Oh
It was
God, yeah.
I wasn't around here until long after that was gone,
Oh, okay,
you
okay,
know.
okay. Well, your skate like no breaks pretty much brought that back, and I could see from the videos that it was pretty much on par with what they were doing. And it's just the fact that y'all mix it up so much. It's not
Mm,
45 minutes of straight boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, boom. I mean,
mm,
you get more of a break, kind of like a Scott Campbell style, if you remember what Scott Campbell does
mhm,
down in, in,
mhm.
in scooters. I prefer a little bit more breaks. But like I said, if you're in Florida, you know what you're going to get. So,
Yeah. What about you, Liz? Do you have anything that you want to chime in as he was talking?
Yeah,
come
I
on,
have a
come on,
couple things to say.
come on,
Surprise,
come on,
surprise.
come
So,
on.
first of all, Brian, although you have not been formally a DJ at Neville, um, I think 2 years ago maybe you gave Jim like a playlist.
I gave
Is
Jim
that
a
correct?
ton of mixes,
You
yes, on
did.
a thumb
And
drive.
listen, that I've never seen that guy so excited about something because at the time I was DJing at down at Neville. And he was just and I think he knew that your style was a lot of like what I liked.
Hmm.
I like the variety. I call it like a buffet of music. Like I do
Hmm.
not like my attention span, I can't hear the same stuff for like 40, like you said, 45 minutes to an hour. Like I
Hmm.
like to flip it up. I like old stuff. I like new stuff. I like remixes. I like, all that kind of
Hmm.
stuff. And I like to skate to that. But whenever you gave him that array of just all that music, like I spent a couple Friday nights playing stuff off of your sets and it did really good at Neville.
I
And on a
appreciate you.
Friday night when I was DJing, I had regular skaters that were old heads. I had young kids, teenagers, and throughout the night when I played your sets, like
Hmm.
everybody recognized or enjoyed something. So it was really eclectic. That's the kind of skating music that I like. You talk about, I won't call certain places out, but 2 years ago, I went to a rink that in a geographical area that I have never been to, and someone kind of warned me. They were like, "Okay, so," because they knew what kind of music I liked. They knew I liked
Okay.
the variety. I am very much like a 90s 2000 hip hop R&B kind of person. That's what I like
Hmm.
to skate to. So I went to this rink and they were not joking. I was like, "Oh god, I can skate to anything." And after about 45 minutes of the same beat, I was like, "I am bored out of my ever loving mind." And it's not cuz I can't skate to anything, but I was just like, "Come on, like
Hmm.
can we get a break? Can we get some variety here?" So I totally know what you're saying, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew that Neville was jamming out to you before you even got there. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I appreciate it. And let me tell you about that real quick. So, half the fun of going to Atlanta when they were doing Hiram twice and Kennesaw once is hanging out at the gazebo in the parking lot at the hotel. We'll go down to Jefferson's, get some food, which I heard is now closed. We'll come back to the gazebo and we'll just sit there. And I have my car parked next to it, and I have my system going. And I was like, "Hey Jim, check this shit out." Oh, shoot, can I cuss? Am I allowed to do
Yeah,
that?
yeah, you're good. You're
Oh,
good.
okay. And Jim is like, we're listening to music for like 3 hours. And he's
oh
like,
yeah.
he says, "Man, this kind of sucks." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean?" He says, "We ain't gonna hear none of this tonight." And I was like, because most of the stuff I was playing was kind of a medium tempo. And with you being a DJ, I was gonna say most of it was between 105 and 115, the majority of it. A nice,
We
easy
were talking about
shuffle.
that last night. We were talking
Yep.
about that last night. That is the exact thing. I said, Liz, your wheelhouse is right here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's the same as mine. You know what I mean? Like, we
Mm-hmm.
dig the same vibe. You know what I mean? But
You
hell
know,
yeah.
I mean, I can do the 125s or 130s. I just can't see doing it for, anything more than 30 minutes. I just feel like more of a change. Now, here's what I thought, and now see if you agree with me on this. Ohio, I thought Jams of Mayhem did an amazing job up there because they changed their style a bit. I don't know if it's because people kept falling and they had to keep slowing it down on that Saturday
They had
night.
to slow it down. That's exactly what it was, man. I know for a fact that like they like yeah, the owners there, like, because it was also what's his name? Because that was the Jam Fest one, and it
Yes,
was
Jam Fest.
what's his name that was putting it on. And I know that
Zane
there was a
Zane
moment,
Zane
yeah,
Dixon.
where they were kind of like, yo, if you know, like, because here's the thing, I've been to flying over the castle wall, like, you know, a few times,
Hmm.
and they fly. I mean, they call it that for a reason. They're flying, you know what I mean? And the floor is packed. The Jam Fest, I think it invited more styles of skaters that
Hmm.
just
Hmm. Hmm.
they weren't ready for that like speed track thing.
Nope, because they were
So
getting run over.
the yeah, the etiquette wasn't there for that, and they were
Mm-mm.
really concerned. Like, they're like, dude, you're not going to have another one of these if people can't get their shit together.
Yeah.
And so I know that they had to slow it down a few times for that reason. You know, when you were saying, I wanted to ask you, and I want to back up a little bit, and I think I can inject a little bit of spice,
Oh,
as it was
please.
referred to earlier. So here's my opinion, man. And I know that there's a lot of this is gonna not, because you said you skate or you DJ'd rinks, you DJ'd clubs, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
you know, not a whole lot of difference. Personally, as somebody that has done bars, weddings, clubs, rinks, I'm telling you right now, I don't care what anybody says. The rink is the easiest place to DJ. It is
I
the
agree with that.
easiest place to DJ. One,
Yes.
you're not dealing with half the drunk maniacs that you're going to deal with at any one of those situations.
Right.
Now, do we have our exceptions? Yes, we do. You guys know who you are out there, right? But but you're not dealing with nearly half of that. And the other thing, like you said, once you figure out, especially based on a regional thing, well, two things. One, a lot of rinks don't even really need a DJ. There's a lot of those kind of party rinks, right? Birthday party rinks where you can
Hmm.
just throw on a playlist, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Swifty skate, whatever, right?
Swifty skate.
Or you can be in a regional area, like you said, where you're like, I know this is slow road
Hmm.
territory. I know this is freestyle territory, right? Like, to
Yep.
be honest with you, I think the hardest place to DJ is the Northeast, because people are acclimated to a variety, and if you don't bring if it, you can't come with just one thing up here, dude.
I
You
know.
can't. You know what I mean? Like, yo, no, I know, I'm
Oh,
preaching to the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
choir.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But I truly think of all the gigs I've ever had,
Hmm.
DJ in a rink was, and not from the perspective of, oh, I'm going to please everybody. No, I'm not saying that.
Hmm.
But as far as like reading like, if dude, I'm sorry, if I go down, and I'm not saying I'm going to mix or I'm gonna do it all as well as anybody else. But if I
Okay.
go down to Florida, I know what BPM to play for 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? I know how to keep the place pretty,
Yeah.
decently satisfied. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyway, I don't know if you think that. Honestly, I think as any
No,
venue
no,
that
oh
I've
no.
ever
I think
DJ'd, I think the rink's the easiest spot ever.
so.
Compared.
So,
Not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's the easiest
all right. Now,
of all those venues.
let me throw something else in there. So last night I saw a post by a certain person, and it just triggered something, and they said something about listening to skate jams on the highway and all this stuff like that, and this freestyle music. And I'm sitting there saying to myself,
What is a
how
skate
did that?
jam?
How did freestyle and breakbeat become that? How did that happen? Why is that the only, especially from North Carolina down? Why is it only that? Okay,
Mhm.
I get it, and I'm a skate, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. But you have other songs, so many songs that are the same tempo, 125, 130, 135, that you can throw in there that's not breakbeat or Miami bass or freestyle that would work, but they just don't do it. So my thing is when these artists make these songs. Okay, so in 1986, when I turned 21, I was in the clubs. I'm between 86 and 90. I'm dancing to everything they're skating to now.
Mm.
Okay, I had no idea it was played in the club. until like the mid late 90s. And I'm like, how just, and they keep calling it skate music. It's not skate music. It's good music to skate to, but it's not skate music. I guarantee that artist, when they made that song, they're like, ooh, this might be good in skating rink. No, no, That artist made that song for people to dance to in the clubs.
Yeah, they made it for the club.
You know what I mean? But all of a sudden, Debbie dubbed the skate music. And I'm like, when did this happen? How come we can't get, Crystal Waters, La Di Di, La Di Da? How come they can't be a skate song? Pump Up the Jam. Why can't that be a skate song? Music Sounds Better with You, Stardust. Why can't that, One More Time from Daft Punk? There's good songs that you can throw in there that's good to skate to. One more thing. Did y'all go to the Daddy of Them All? Yeah, you went Daddy of Them All last year, Gastonia.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the little lady that was in the real nice lady that was in the wheelchair?
Yes.
Pushing around the floor. All right. So we're getting ready for the picture. They're getting ready for the picture. He plays Rhythm is a Dancer by Snap. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, this is my song. Mm-hmm. He talked through the whole damn song, making every announcement that he could think of through that one track. And I'm like, come on, bruh. You can't just put on an instrumental or something and then make your announcement and put something else on. Rhythm is a Dancer to me is, man, I'd lose my mind skating to that song.
It's just stuck in my head now forever.
It's gonna
and I have some 100% from Crystal Waters. Now I have It's 12 Past Midnight.
Oh, yeah. That look, all of them. Crystal, CC Peniston, Robin S. Just throw them all in a row. Black Box. You never hear none of that stuff. Strike It Up.
Funny, when we were talking about the BPMs last night, I felt like he got cocky and I was like, you don't know, like, that's not it. And then he's like, think of like 5 skate songs that you like. And I'm like, that's impossible for me. Like, cause I like so much. Right. So I finally thought of something and I didn't tell him and I looked it up and sure enough, he was right. But as we were discussing that, we were even talking about how, like, when I will watch skate lives, people, go live on their TikTok or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you still hear the same freaking song. Like every time I go on this person's live or this person's live, I'm listening to the same songs like over and over and over again. I'm like, and I'm not even there. I'm like,
look,
why? There's a million songs out there.
Today, just before we came on, I was going through Facebook and some girl was doing a little girl was doing like a figures routine. Okay. She's down south. I can't remember exactly. She was in Florida somewhere. Like a G6. And I'm sitting there like, come on, man. That song has got the corniest
that actually
word.
Surprises me. That's a little deviation from what I normally hear when I listen.
Yeah, it's a little slower, but
yeah, it is a little slower, but they ran that into the ground when I went to Reflections and Cimarron when I was down there. Yeah, they ran that in the ground. They were killing it, But yeah, it's just. Go ahead.
And it's a testament to even when you mentioned earlier with Jams and Mayhem, when they came up and were in Ohio and they were like killing it up there. That's an example of a great DJ is someone that's even out of what they their normal geographical area or what they're used to playing for the skaters at their rink, for them to be able to come up, recognize and identify what people were really like getting into, and then like being a chameleon about it. Like that's a testament to like what a good DJ is. It's not the DJ that comes and plays just whatever they want to hear. It's really reading the room, and
Jams and Mayhem.
It's easy to read the room if you notice everybody's on the floor, right? And we say like everyone's going too fast. Well, everyone was into it, right? It got a little dangerous, but like everybody was feeling it. Everybody wanted to be on the rink. So it is to what's a good DJ, especially when you pull them out of their like natural habitat and see how they can adjust to a different area, what people like. So, kudos to them for that. They did an awesome job.
Well, what about for you, Liz, though, like being somebody that, because you stepped into that role at Neville, right? And, not having been a DJ before, right? Like, we talked about it. You're like, your job was to kind of like, you wanted to play music, right? You're playing music, but like I've never seen somebody bombarded in a DJ booth like you were. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Like
I don't know how to take that. Is that a good thing?
Meaning, no, meaning like there was always people there, like just
Mm.
hounding you about music, hounding you about music. You know what I'm saying? Like it just was the way that that place was. You know what I mean? There's just always somebody coming, like, you know,
That could be
play
a
this.
pain, yeah.
Oh,
Well, eventually what I did is I installed, like, I was like, we're doing a QR code and I'm putting it on the door and you can scan it. And because one of the things that, like one of the nights I DJ'd on a I'm sorry, Mark, I totally like just ambushed what you were going to say. So I'm going to let you finish your question and then I'll get back to it. Go ahead.
well, no. All I was gonna ask was there a period from when you started where? Because one, here's the thing. I know for myself, the hardest thing, especially when I got started with DJing, was the request thing. Because I felt like, you know, you initially feel kind of like, well, my job is to make everybody happy, so I'm going to play what they want to hear and all this kind of stuff. And you learn real quick, like, just what this one person wants to hear in no way defines what everybody wants to hear, and you learn that shit fast. But what did you kind of go through that process yourself? Did you kind of like was there a point where you were like, whoa, I have to, like, some of these are quick, because you get more than I'd ever seen. Like, was there a point where you kind of figured out too for yourself, like, you know what, I can't take everything because it can kill the vibe here, or like,
Mhm.
yeah, what was that process like for
Oh,
you?
for
Because
sure.
you were
Well, because
figuring it out as you were going.
Yes to all of it. So as you had mentioned, I am not formally trained as a so when I explained to people when I used to work there as the DJ, I said to people, I'm not a DJ. Like, I don't know how to scratch. I have no formal training.
Nope, I don't
I
scratch.
literally just like to roller skate and I love music. I love all kinds of music. And I'm like, so I'm going to go just be this DJ. And it happened, right? So I just went and I just started DJing, and Jim trained me. He was awesome with it. And at first, like before I started and like maybe like a month, during my training, I would make just like playlists. I would go through my Spotify and I would like playlists. So my playlist started to look like what I liked to skate to. So like I said, it was a lot of 90s, a lot early 2000s hip hop and R&B.
Hmm.
And I don't think prior to me going there, that's what people were really being like, nobody, that's what they weren't playing.
Mm.
So I feel like I did a really good job once I got a little bit more comfortable with just literally just running stuff, meaning like, being able to, we used FEC. So just being able to like learn how to use the systems. Then once I learned how to use the systems and all that kind of stuff, I got a little bit more comfortable with my playlist. And FEC for those, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, explain that.
Oh, FEC is a family entertainment center.
Oh,
So your bowling alleys, your roller rinks, like your urban airs,
oh,
those kind of
okay,
facilities,
okay.
entertainment facilities, probably use those kind of things where you can do like the announcements, it does playlists for you and all that kind of stuff. So when I first started, I would load up a playlist that was already on FEC, but it was a category that I wanted. So for example, I would pick 90s hip hop and R&B and it would be like that playlist. And just so I knew that there would not be dead air. But what I found myself quickly doing is I would start just adding things as the night went on. So when people would come ask for a song, I would try to like very purposefully and meaningfully like put it in so it didn't like wreck the whole flow of the night. I think I
Hmm.
kind of got really good at doing that because like I say to him, I'm like, I didn't grow up in the rink. Like I went to spinning wheels in Bethel Park, Castle Shannon, shout out, it's no longer there. But,
Hmm.
it was like for school parties and things like that. I was more of like an outside skater. So that whole like rink music kind of thing, like with, the BPMs and stuff like that, I knew nothing really about that. I just liked
Hmm.
music and what I like to skate to. So when people would come in and ask me for songs, again, not being like a rink rat, I would want to play what they want to hear because that's what I would want if I wanted to hear a song, right?
Hmm.
So I kind of got good at like weaving those songs in, but I also got really good at, there were a couple times where people requested a song and I didn't know it and I played it and I regretted it immediately. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, there were a couple times, probably I could count on one hand, where I was like, next, in the middle of the song, I'm like, and I would have, I'm like, sorry, everybody, that song stunk like really bad. You know what I mean? People would just laugh and like, whatnot. But it was definitely a learning process for me. And DJ Shake's playlist was a big help too, and it was a lot of fun to
I
explore all
appreciate
of
it.
that. But yeah, it's definitely a like, it was definitely a learning curve for me. But I learned to read the room, which I think comes pretty quickly. I think it's a pretty natural thing that people who are observing. I mean, because you sit up in that little bird's nest and you're literally just watching everybody.
Hmm.
And if you play something that people aren't feeling, you're gonna see it like immediately.
Hmm.
People are going to the snack shop, they're going to the bathroom, they're like changing their wheels or something. Like
Yeah,
you're
they're
like, okay,
skating real slow.
that one didn't fly. I'm not gonna do that one again.
But
It's so funny to hear it's so funny to hear somebody say, I played this. I never heard the song before, and I played it. It's so, you know what I mean? And I know I probably would have been in the same if I started DJing at that point in my life. You know what I mean? And
mhm.
I just was kind of learning as I go. But having done it for so long, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, oh my God, I would oh no, no, no.
Well,
You know what I
I'll tell
mean?
you, I'll be a little bit more specific, and this might make more sense. When I say people would ask me to play a song that I didn't know, it was like songs of today, which
Yeah.
Okay,
are
that
are
makes sense.
horseshoe cocky. I mean, these songs that these kids want to hear are, you want to talk about non-skate music? Like,
That
what is that? Like, that
some of
has
them are
no beat.
depressing.
It has no like
Mm.
nothing. Like, what am I listening to?
Yeah.
It sounds like a guy like dying. He's like, it's
How,
a mess.
how much, Brian? How much do you try and incorporate new music into what you do? You know what I mean?
So I'm glad you asked. I have a daughter that's 32, and she's always sending me stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Something that I was going to send to you guys when we get a chance. It's in my Mixcloud. I have a Mixcloud, and I share stuff all the time with people out of my Mixcloud. I did a K-pop mix.
Oh
I
shit.
Yes, I did a K-pop. It's not the fast K-pop. It's more like a R&B hip hop type K. I think it's called New. It's a new Stray Kids, New Jeans. I can't think of some of the other names of some of them.
I know the New Jeans one. Yeah.
Oh man, you're killing it, girl. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, it is. She sent me. I'm like, I'll download them songs. I was like, okay, but and she'll send those to me. Then I have a guy in Florida that sends me music upon request, and I go through and I listen to what I think is good, and I'll save it. Rest of it I delete. So I would say if I play 50 songs, 8 to 10 might be new, and the rest of them are gonna be throwbacks and maybe some 90s and and stuff like that. Um, oh man, I was gonna say something. I forgot what it was now. I hate being old.
It's cool.
I can remember what it was now. But oh, oh, hold on. You going to bed? Okay, hold on real quick.
Hmm.
No, he got it working. Okay,
What do you think?
love
Good?
you.
Yeah? Digging it?
Yeah,
Doing a good
yeah.
job.
Okay, all right, here we go. My wife had to say goodnight.
It's all
Good
good.
night, my
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah, she went because I had just went and told them. I said, okay, we're not doing it tonight, and then you came
Yeah.
back. Hey, we fixed it. Okay, all right, we got it.
You're so sweet because I went into my son and I was like, listen, we're going back on. You can't come in and say goodnight to me. I'll
um,
come say goodnight when I'm done.
there are a few
That's
new
funny.
songs. I mean, there's to me, I think there's quite a bit of new songs you can play. I was skating with Rachel. I was down in Mobile, and I was skating in Pensacola all the time, and Panama City. And me and Rachel were making up this routine that we posted last week. We call it the Infinity Shuffle, and we're doing this routine, but we needed to do it to R&B. And she didn't know what song. I said, well, go ahead and ask her to play Usher, Don't Waste My Time. She's like, that's an Usher song? She goes, I said, yeah. She goes, I haven't heard it. I was like, Okay. So the lady plays it and she comes up, she goes, I've never heard this. This is so good. I've never heard this. And I just thought it was kind of neat that, because they're so busy skating, just jump, just, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. They don't get to slow down very much down there. So then, one more, I asked the DJ to play Early in the Morning by the Gap Band.
Mm.
And oh my God, that's one of my favorites. The one that starts off with the rooster, at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. And
Yeah.
that bass line, and I'm shuffling. I'm singing the words. Rachel's looking at me, she goes, I've never heard this. And I'm like,
Mm.
girl, this is where I come from because I was skating before the freestyle and the Miami Beats came out. We're skating the disco. We're skating the Earth, Wind and Fire, and Chic and Patrick Hernandez, Born to Be Alive and stuff like that. Songs that just Boogie Oogie Oogie and actually one of my favorites is Let's Start the Dance by Hamilton Bohannon. Y'all might have to look that one up. That one is crazy. Tito played it all the time.
Well, one of the things I want to get into with the music stuff too is we talked about the regional stuff, and I'll tell you one of the things that I was really really happy about, and I can't say proud because I wasn't the DJ, but I was really excited to see was when we had when we put on Skate Like No Breaks.
Mm-hmm.
We did. There was a couple things that when we approached it a certain way. One, we were not going to put the term shuffle skate on.
There you go.
It wasn't on there. Okay.
That's another topic.
And here's what's amazing. And we also said, I mean, every promo, if you ever want, and I shot a shit ton of promos for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was doing promos with Mad Hatter. I was doing solo. I was doing them with Jackie, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was making it a point every single time not to say, hey, we're doing anything the best or better, but we are doing something different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not asking you to come to the Northeast to experience what you experience everywhere else. We're asking you to come to the Northeast and experience what we do up here. And here's what
like me go south.
Hell yeah. But here's what I'll say, man. At Skate Like No Breaks, which is house music, hip hop, R&B,
Yes.
freestyle, everything. Do you know that's the only event that I know of where I saw 70 plus skaters for 20 minutes straight shuffling in a group? That's the only. Now, I'm not saying that shit doesn't happen anywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But like I never and going, man, 70 deep, dude, at Whitehall for 20 plus. Go on YouTube, it's on there. No cuts, no nothing. That whole thing is on there, and I don't see that happening anywhere like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man. I was so proud of that shit.
I think part of that too is because it's a slower tempo and it's easier. It doesn't get you tired. I'm old, so I get tired, but it doesn't get you tired. It's like it's like a nice easy shuffle. You're not going like, to the left, and all that stuff, and people yelling at you and stuff like that. But I noticed that at Eight Wheels No Breaks, it was just controlled. Everything was controlled. Nobody was really doing anything crazy. I mean, you had a few skaters here and there that was darting in and out of people and stuff like that, but the tempo is just a little slower. You usually don't get above 125 up north, and that's usually your house tracks. And then, the variety is just crazy. Some people don't like all that variety, but I love it. I love hearing a song like, what's that saying? A good DJ knows what you want to hear. A great DJ plays what you didn't know you wanted to hear.
Didn't want to hear. Yeah.
And so I love that. I love when I DJ'd. I'm doing research all the time. When I was DJing in Virginia Beach doing the slow rolls, which I got bored at because I got tired of that scene because I couldn't do what I wanted. But I'm constantly doing research, putting a song on, look at the floor. Ooh, I got them, And if you didn't have them, you better have something to get them back. If you didn't have it, once you try it out. And then if you get them, oh, wait a minute, let me try another one. Oh, shit, I got them twice, and then you kind of take your chances, but then you got to know what you want to throw in, to get them back.
What's
Yeah.
super
Well,
reinforcing too is when someone comes up to you and is like, "What song did you just play? That was amazing." You know, like
yeah.
so
Yes.
you introduce
Hmm.
them to something new,
Hmm.
so that was always really fun. That was a
So
fun moment.
I was talking to Juicy a few weeks ago,
Yep.
right before Nash Bash,
Okay.
and we were talking. Juicy wants to do a rock pop session.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. First, she said rock. And I'm
Yeah.
saying, well, I don't know if you could do a straight rock session because some rock bands go pop. You know,
Yeah.
the Eagles can do rock, they can do pop. You know, uh, uh, Queen can do rock and they can do pop. And so again, another thumb drive came out. I gave it to her, and I put all my rock pop stuff on there for her, so she could get an idea of what she wants to do. Because I mean, she enjoys it too. You know, we all enjoy the events and stuff like that. But it'd be nice to have a session with a little bit of change. You know, where you might know the
We're,
words to every song.
yeah. And we were talking about that in the sense like it's not like remixes and shit. Like it's just like radio
It's
edits,
straight
album
song.
cuts.
Yep.
It's like skating in Maine, is what it is. Honestly, like what's so crazy is what seems so kind of specialty or novelty to
Hmm.
like to Juicy and skaters like around where she's at. That like even it seems so like wow, wouldn't it be crazy just to play like pop music, like radio hits and rock?
Hmm.
It's like, and for her area, it is. And what's crazy is like that's exactly how we grew up in Maine. You know what
Yep.
I mean, dude? Rock me. There is so much good rock to skate to. First off, AC/DC alone,
Oh
dude.
my God,
The
I'd roll
the
my butt
best
off to that.
drums. Yeah, man. The drums are just perfect, dude.
Hey,
AC/DC drums are hip hop drums. I don't give a shit what anybody says, man. That's what that
look,
is.
look, I'd have other black folk looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm gonna be on the floor. They
Mhm.
ain't gonna know what's going on. I'm gonna be on the floor. Um, yeah, ACDC, Don Henley. All she wants to do is dance.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You know,
I
Robert.
always I played I tended to play the rock for speed skates. So you'd have like you would have your Motley Crue,
Yeah,
your
Yeah.
yeah, you
things like
thunderstruck.
that. Like those were speed skates songs for
Yeah.
me, were those fast ones.
Just
But
to
let me
hype
tell
them
you,
up.
but let me tell you, when I was in my late teens, one of my favorite songs to shuffle to, because of my rink, it was just top 40. If they played any type of, well, this was in 79, 70, 78, 79, 80. So like I said, freestyle and all that wasn't out yet. Um, One of my favorite songs to skate to was Don't Look Back from Boston.
Mm.
Ooh.
Man, that
Mhm.
song, that beat, it would come on, and my friends would look at me like, why is he skating to this? I mean, it's a good song, especially in the middle when they break it down, when they have to beat, and then they bring that guitar back in when the hair stand up on your arm and everything. But
Mhm.
Don't Look Back from Boston, you know, Toto, Hold the Line. I mean,
Mhm.
I'll lose my mind skating stuff like that, you know.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah,
So,
it's crazy, dude. I'll get down to like Huey Lewis and the News, man. You know what I mean?
okay.
Like I love like anything like if it's cheese 80s pop rock, like I'm in.
Hmm.
But you just said something, man, and I don't even know if it never even dawned on me till this moment. And I think you're just kind of using the words interchangeably, but something just popped out to me because you said I would shuffle to whatever this the song by Boston, right?
Hmm.
And then you're like, and then it was, then you said, and my friends would be like, why were you going to skate to that? And I just thought something though, because those terms can't be used interchangeably.
Hmm.
Shuffle, shuffle to this, skate to this. Those are two totally different things. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
sometimes when it comes to the music thing, especially where people are like, they like they're people frame it in them, especially if it's just if they are strict shuffle skaters
Hmm.
in their mind when they're saying like skate to this or a song I can skate to, what they're saying is a song I can shuffle to. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And
Yep.
I think that like my mind, because I was never a shuffle skater per se, I
Hmm.
wasn't in a line. like, I think my mind always, I think that's where maybe I deviate, and sometimes I can get mixed messages or get confused with people when communicating this stuff, where, because it's like, well, yeah, okay, I understand what you're saying about that, but I'm saying that I'm not saying I want to, like, they'll say that's not really a good song for shuffling. And I'll say, well, who said I want to shuffle to it? I want to skate to this song. You know what I'm saying? I want the tempo to change. You know what I mean? I want all that stuff to fluctuate. I want horns. I want big drums. I want, you know what I mean? I want to, like, a bunch of different things on this plate that I can just, does that make sense? Am I crazy? Like, do you
No,
see what
no,
I'm
you're
saying?
good. I got you. To
I
me,
was actually going to
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was actually thinking that this kind of the same way, like, you know, when you're driving in the car and you have the radio on and you hear a song and you're like, oh, I love this song, right? And you turn it up. Like, there are some songs that come on and you're not expecting it. And it more goes from I'm skating to this song to like, oh my God, I love this song. And now the
Hmm.
song is taking you and it's not really the skating. And I think that happens, and when you have the group of people that are like, this isn't a skate song, no it's not, but like, you like the song, right? It takes you somewhere, like, just skate. It doesn't have to be like a skate song,
That's what
you
I was
know.
about to say. What constitutes a skate song? Depending on where you
Yeah,
are in the United States. Like if I'm DJing the slow rolls in Virginia and someone comes up into me and says play some skate music, Debbie Deb's not going to be on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
mhm,
I just think it's funny how they say that they keep calling it skate music. It's good music to skate too. To me, skate music is stuff that's produced. You got KW Griff, you got It's Your Boy Dante, you got Shot Pro
yeah,
Style, you got all these guys that make beats for the rink.
mhm,
It's mostly for the slow rolls because they're about between 85 and 90 beats a minute, and 95 beats a minute. So you're in there, you know, and
Mm.
they make beats just for the rink. But when you're just listening to regular music, I'm like, what makes it a skate song, or what doesn't make it a skate song? I know people right now that say house music isn't skate music. They can't skate the house. Okay, I can skate to it. Depending on what house you're playing. But Roller
Mhm.
Jam played a ton of house, but
Mhm.
it was house that people knew. You know, but
Yeah.
it's like if I wanted to DJ a party, which I do want to one of these days, just like you say, I can't put shuffle in there because that's what they're gonna expect.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, pigeonholes it, and then people come there expecting, and
Hmm.
then, and not only are they expecting it, the behavior then is a shuffle. And you know, when we were earlier talking about Ohio, and I think it was flying over that one night, or the jam night, I can't remember what it
Yeah,
was,
Yeah.
but
Jam
Midwest.
Fest.
just how you said, like, those jam people weren't expecting the fast laners, like the fast laners weren't expecting, you know, the slower people in their lane. And
Right.
it became very territorial, like, whose is it, like, who's owning the, because I think when you name it, that gives the people like a sense of like, well, then if it's a shuffle, then this outside lane is mine and you better get out of the
Hmm.
way. And I don't, you know, I don't agree with that at all. It's
Yeah.
Hmm.
everybody's rink. It's not yours just because, you know, you think you're the top dog. You're not. But anyways, I'm gonna start to go off or fight over
No,
this.
it pulled the thing that happened that one, and I don't, is that it pulled a lot of local people too, like more than
Hmm.
normally
Yeah,
flying would,
yeah, I
because
noticed that too.
they don't do rentals and all that kind of stuff and so, like, it pulled a lot of those people that skate that rink all, like, every Saturday night, and they know in their brain, they know what, like, they normally do and how they normally skate, and you know their patterns of traffic and all that. And when they got there that night, they were like, they just kind of stayed, they stuck with what they, how they skate that rink and how they know how to skate it.
Hmm.
And it doesn't work when the volume of people just tripled and the speed just tripled. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, it's not going to happen anymore. I will say that, like, I, and you said it earlier, Brian, like, I know that I love going to, like, down to Florida and skating. I don't ever want it to come across. And I think people know me enough by now. They
Hmm.
know what I'm about. You know what I mean? And they know that, like, I go down there to experience, a speed track. I go down to USA
Hmm.
Shuffle. I want to, I'll skate my ass off. And here's the thing, even though, and I enjoy doing it and I enjoy being around the people. I love skating. Like I love skating with Billy, man. I love getting with him. You know what I mean? And
Oh yeah.
just trying to maintain that pace. You know what I mean? It's fun. It's fun.
Hmm.
I don't want to do it every time. Right. Like I don't, that's not what I want every session to be. I like going and having that experience. But what I will say is that being that that's not my first thing, right? That's not like
Right.
what I'm naturally attracted to.
Hmm.
I do go there knowing what I'm getting into. And I
Hmm.
don't agree when people show up at those things fully knowing what this is and be like, hey,
Complaining.
wait, yep. Let me. Hey, I know that this literally everybody traveled here, paid a bunch of money with an expectation of, because that's what they know of this, and that's what it is. It's not like people didn't come with an unreasonable expectation. They came to expect what they regularly offer, right? And so
Hmm.
when someone else comes in, just like one person, and just wants to complain and be like, "Hey, switch it up, I'm here," kind of thing, that drives me nuts, man. You know?
When you're a visitor at a rink, you should respect the rink. So
Yeah.
all of those skaters in Ohio, like not that there wasn't, but like they should be respected. That's their home. That's the home. That's where they skate. So,
Hmm.
Mhm.
like don't go into somebody else's house and act like you're here and you're making all the rules. I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that feeds into another topic that we discussed
Oh,
with
Yeah, that was.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
skaters. We could save that for later.
Yep. 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 Hmm.
Well,
Definitely.
Hmm.
so, and that's what, like, and I feel it incumbent upon me, like, because there was a lot of that, man, about a year and a half ago going on. People were just pissing and moaning about, this event, that event, and they only do this, they only do that. And it's like, well, that's what they do, right? So, and I'm of the mentality, it's like, if there's something if there's an experience I'm looking for and that isn't like, and let's say that there's A, B, C, D choices to go to places, and and those are established things, right? With
Hmm.
an established, like, format. And if they're not, if they don't fulfill the thing that I'm looking for, it's on me to go make that happen. It's on me to go look around, go find what I want, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Have an event. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that we should add a bunch of events, but but I'm saying like the and and here's what I will say to kind of defend that one thing is, because I do think that there can be an oversaturation of events. There can be too many events, but I will say that I'll stand on the hill of there was a place for Skate Like No Breaks because it was different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was an alternative to the majority. Not better, just a different choice.
Just
That's
different.
what.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think too many people depend on that. Oh, it wasn't as good as this, or it wasn't as good as that. No, but did you enjoy yourself?
Mhm.
Okay.
Hmm.
I don't. I'm not saying nothing's better than anything else. Well, for my job, I can only go with my. If I'm off, then I'm just going to go to what comes up next because I really don't have too much of a choice. But you know, the reason that Ohio sticks out to me because it was my first time there, so I didn't know what they were doing up there. I know now what they're doing up there, which makes me want to go
Yeah,
back. Yeah, I have.
that Jam Fest just real quick, and I'll let you.
No,
But
no, go
just
ahead.
uh, the I don't want to make it sound like it was. I feel bad because I don't want to make it sound like it was like this catastrophe. It wasn't at all. It
Oh
just
no.
was, and it wasn't even like a thing of people beefing or anything. It just was like a, a bunch of different age ranges, styles, experience levels. That was the other thing.
Hmm.
There were like the fastest skaters in the country coming to roll their ass off on that floor that rolls faster than pretty much any other floor in the country. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and they just didn't, it just, that's hard to manage, man. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
and not have some major crashes, but
Right. Well, I noticed, like I said, what you're talking about. I did notice in the beginning, but as the night went on, that first night at
I
Castle,
got it.
as it went on, people started to figure out what was going on, and it ended up, being pretty good. But I mean, look, I've seen tons of people that fall when they go to Hiram because it's so small.
It's
You know,
crazy.
yeah, and sometimes I have to watch myself on what I'm doing. Sometimes at Hiram, I won't even go as like in Ohio, I was gone. Mayhem even noticed. Mayhem say, "Yo, bruh, ain't you 60?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He says, "You barely left the floor." I said, "Because I had room. I had a
Yeah.
long corner to go around. It was no merging. You just stayed on that lane and you went." And that's exactly what I did. But Hiram, because it's so small, here's the thing. Tell me what you think. If you're gonna skate the outside, why not ride the wall all the way around? It's a small floor. They cut the floor short and then they got to merge back in. If those faster skaters would stay on that outside the whole way around, they ain't got to worry about merging in.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They already got
Yep.
it.
Ride
They're
the wall.
already on that
If
outside.
you're gonna own it and claim it, stay in your lane.
Yeah. If it's
Yeah.
a small floor like roller jam, it's a small floor. You're gonna ride that wall. It's just I haven't got the shirt. I should have put that one on. I'm gonna change my shirt.
Yep.
I'm just
Ride the
kidding.
wall.
Yeah, ride that wall.
Shout out
But
to Jackie.
but at the
Oh,
but at
you want to fire somebody up. Talk to Jackie about that shit, man.
Yeah, I know, yeah. And that's where I first met Jackie back in, yeah, well, yeah, I met Jackie 2011, but yeah, ride that wall.
Shout out Jackie.
But
Doesn't
it's
she have a
just,
tattoo that says that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah, it's the whole thing. Yep.
man,
You
but
know
yeah,
what? She practices what she preaches.
Hell yeah, she does.
yeah, yeah,
You know?
yep, yep. I mean,
Oh,
they'll
it's
ride that. Yeah,
no,
go
no, it
ahead.
was a thing. It was a thing. It was like among them, they're very clear about it. Like, yeah, if you're gonna, yell and and claim this as your territory, then stay there. You know what I mean? Don't be cutting
Mm-hmm.
off and don't, you know what I mean? All that kind of
Yep,
stuff. You know. So yeah, they're pretty hardcore about that. To
yeah.
be honest.
And I think at Hiram and Kennesaw, if the faster skaters would just ride that wall all the way around, they would have had no problems whatsoever.
Mm.
And I can't wait to hear the feedback on that one because they be cutting that floor short all the time. I'm like, why you cut this short? It's already small.
Yeah.
I'm like, good grief.
So here's just like devil's advocate because you say I've never been there, so I don't know how. I mean, I've seen videos of it and
You've never
such,
been
but
to Hiram? You've
like
never been?
I have not. No,
Ooh,
not yet.
interesting.
Not
So
yet.
I will tell you this
G-
just real quick. Go to the March one. The March one is the one that everybody tends to go to.
okay.
October, the last couple of years, seems like it's been kind of slacking that I've been hearing. So if you want to see everybody, people that want to go to, that's the one they're going to go to because that's one of the
That's the one
original
I always do.
ones. Yep, that's the one I
Okay.
always do. October, I don't even worry about, you know, but you'll see. It's going to be, you're going to take all them people from Castle and you're going to squeeze them in the high room.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm sitting here
So
trying to think of a comparative a floor that you know about that would be comparable
can
size
you compare
wise.
it to like Neville? Like how?
No,
What is
Neville's
it?
bigger.
Yeah, Neville's bigger.
Neville's
Jesus.
bigger. I think Neville and Gastonia about the same size, right? Neville, Gastonia, Skate 47, they're all about the same, right?
Oh no. 47 is smaller than Gastonia for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Uh,
So 47 and
but
Neville
Okay.
might be
What
the
about
same.
what
right,
about the skating place?
it's smaller than oh it's no it's about the same. Would you say it's about the same length as Skating Place, but it's a little wider in
I
Abilene?
haven't
Have you been to Abilene yet?
I haven't been to Abilene.
So it's smaller than Whitehall.
I thought Whitehall was decent.
Oh.
No,
So
decent.
okay. So
It is. It is.
you say that the outside or the fast lane they're cutting. Is that? But if you are they all doing that? So that's like their
Yes,
thing. Like is that
that's
Yeah.
just what they
okay?
do. Nobody rides the wall. And then when they get to try to cut in, they got to merge in with everybody else. If they just
Mm.
stayed on that outside, and I don't have anything that I don't know if it has something to do with the floor is slick in that spot, it's got to be worn down. But hell, if you don't use it, it ain't gonna get worn. But stay
And
on
it,
the outside and go. And if they stayed on that outside, they would never have to worry about merging in because they're already out there. And this is
yeah, and
Hiram
it
and
happened.
Kennesaw.
And the cutoff happens in the turns. You know what I mean? Like
Yes. Yeah, when you're coming out of the
that's
turn.
So they're
yeah.
like riding like the derby lines when they make that turn. They're coming that deep in. You know what I mean by that? Like
I know
the
what you mean. Yeah, it's
Neville had a derby, like a derby ring in there. So that's what my like perception is there, that you kind of
Basically,
you cut it close to the derby line as opposed to the wall.
yeah, basically what he's saying is like, where they're claiming that as their spot, right? And if you're like, if you're not moving at this rate of speed, stay out. But then when they come to that corner, they want to cut into that center lane. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
yep.
And
They'll
so
cut it
yeah,
short.
and there's a lot, and it can cause accidents. It's a man, and that's not
Yeah.
everybody. I don't want everyone to be like, oh, I don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's people that
No,
literally
no.
pride
Yeah.
themselves on never doing it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they and they almost, and it's like someone like Jackie will like judge you for it. You know what I
Oh yeah. Yeah.
mean? Which is awesome.
That's
Yo,
the
Brian, let me.
first. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What's that? No,
No, go
go.
ahead. No, no,
No.
I'm saying that's the first thing I noticed when I went to my first shuffle skate at Hiram in 2022. The first thing
Mhm.
I noticed, I'm like, man, it's kind of small in here. So I'm thinking they're gonna ride the wall, and they cut it short. They get that corner and they'll cut it in maybe about, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet. Then they got to merge back in. I'm like,
Well,
and
you can always tell right where the DJ is,
yep,
right?
they need to follow
There's
that
like,
DJ booth right around.
dude, Mayhem, like, okay, so if Jams and Mayhem are there, right?
Hmm.
Like whoever's not DJing, like sometimes Mayhem will literally come out of the DJ booth, stand on the floor in front
Yes.
of that
Yep.
of that DJ booth at that turn.
Yep.
It's because it's right at the turn, just so you know.
Yeah, it's right at the turn, but they turn before that.
Because and he can stand there feeling completely safe because he knows nobody touches that part of the floor.
Yep.
So here's the thing, for anyone that's going to be like, no, it's not really like that. Yes, it is. Every
Yep.
time I watch him like just kind of pacing, walking back and forth on the microphone, you know what I mean, on the floor, and one of
Yep.
the fastest events in the country where people get injured like crazy. He's just standing there because it's
Yep.
untouched.
Yep. Because they cut
Yeah.
early. But
Yeah.
I
I,
guarantee if
I
they
think
go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say,
I
I
think what the bot,
guarantee.
bot
This is what I was
we
afraid.
Go,
did
Listen,
so
Liz.
well, an hour in, we were so good.
what were you going to say, Liz, real
No, go
quick?
ahead, because I think mine's like an afterthought, so I think you still have things to say about it. So go ahead.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying if the part where you're saying where mayhem comes out onto the floor, because some people come out on the floor like Guerrilla Media and all them, and
Yep.
some of the guys that do Brian Brantley, they'll come out onto the floor in that spot and they'll catch the people coming down to get the good pictures. But
Yep.
if people roll that wall, they ain't gonna be standing there.
It's the cleanest part of the floor at
That's what
Hiram
I'm
for
talking
sure.
about. If they would ride that wall, yeah, easily. If they ride that wall all the way around, they wouldn't, it would just be so much easier. Okay, Liz, what
It's
you
only
gonna say?
got it's only got footprints from sneakers.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, what were you gonna say, Liz?
I was just gonna say that the bottom line is that respect where you're going. If that's what it is at Hiram, respect it if you go there. If
Yeah.
that's what the skaters like to do there and that's their flow, that's their flow. Don't walk in there from up north and be like, WTF is this? Like,
Yeah.
respect what they're doing there. And
And I do.
if you don't like it,
I just seems like it just would be a better flow if they would just do that, but they don't. And I've been to Hiram, I don't know, about 5 or 6 times now, and it's been the same thing. And I think it's funny. And sometimes, now I'll be cruising pretty quick. I'll ride that wall all the way around. Then I'm coming, and then I'm merging in with the people that's cutting in, that's going faster
Mhm.
than me. But I'm on the outside now. So now
Yeah.
we got to switch. So
yeah, I'm totally a ride waller as well. I like to all the way around.
yeah, especially if it's small. Now, if it's a bigger rink like Castle, and to me, Castle and Skateplex are two of the bigger ones because they're so wide that
Mhm.
you don't really need to ride the wall. But
Yeah.
I ride the wall at Skateplex because I just think it's cool.
I think that the challenge, like at a place like Hiram, is because it is so small.
It's
People
small.
are flying, and you're also concerning yourself with the skaters around you, right?
Hmm.
And there's a big difference when you move down a straightaway that's half the length of like most straightaways
Pretty
at a
much.
rink, and
Definitely
then you
have.
got to cut that turn. I think people cut that turn because they're hanging on for dear life kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like that's really, they don't take it that far out. Cause I think that in a crowd, they're worried about that loss of control in that turn. I tell you what, the skating place, Abilene, I love going there, but that's one of the tightest turns you'll ever have. The floor is so
It
narrow.
does look, I can tell that from the video. I'm like, wow.
The
And
first night
and don't be distracted by the mirror when you're watching yourself, because then all of a
yeah,
sudden you're like smushed up against the back wall. I was
the,
warned about that. Luckily, somebody warned me about the mirror. So
Yeah, the first night I skated there, my outside foot was screaming, bro, because it was just holding on for dear life. It was trying to keep me from, you know what I mean, just to make the turn, right? It's like your
Look,
outside tire. It's crazy.
every time I
studios, studios.
roll, every time I roll at scooters, well, scooters I don't really roll that hard, but like I said, Hiram and Kennesaw are two of the smallest ones. But I wear two pair of socks. I have to wear two pair of
Yes,
socks. I
yes,
have to, just to be able to survive. I probably bring like 10 pair of socks for that weekend because I'm wearing two pair of socks every time I skate.
Never would have even thought about that.
Yep. And I'm talking sweat
yep,
socks, and then, I'm not sure how they're gonna smell when they come out of there, but they're gonna feel good while I'm rolling, you know.
yeah,
But I put on
yeah.
two pair of socks.
When your turn is so tight, right, that
Hmm.
your foot like just is sliding. You know what I mean? You could feel it literally sliding to the outer wall of your
Hmm.
skate. I double up, depending on where I'm at a lot. So, bro, I want to ask before we go any further,
Okay.
as a DJ, man, okay, and I love asking DJs this when I have them on. Biggest pet peeves, man. Biggest pet peeves as a DJ, and we'll keep it like at the rink, right? For you, right? What are your biggest pet peeves?
Um, well, Liz already went through a couple of them of asking for songs that you know are gonna destroy your freaking floor. I mean, but sometimes they'll ask for a song that won't really, it's a good song, but if I'm at 125 and you want something that's 90, then I have to say to them, hey, give me a little bit. I got to slow it down first, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Um, that's definitely one of them. And then you got the people nowadays, you got the people that come up with the phone, and they're right up in your
Yeah.
face talk about this. And then, and another pet peeve is someone that to me doesn't know anything about what you're doing, but wants to come tell you about what you're doing.
Mm.
Mm.
I said, dude, I've been, especially like you might have a DJ that's young. He's doing pretty good. He's maybe DJ'd about 5 or 6 years, so he thinks he's got it going on. And then he's gonna come and talk to me. I've been DJing for 40 years. There's not much that I haven't seen or haven't done or encountered, and that's gonna come up and say, well, yo man, why don't you try this and try that? And I'm like, I got this, bro. I appreciate you though, So sometimes that information can come in pretty good, but I don't really have too many. I don't think I have too many pet peeves actually. Mainly just that one, and Liz hit on it earlier of
Mm.
people that come up and ask for songs that is just going to be like, and you have to let them down easy. Be like, you know,
It's like, oh, sorry, I ran out of time.
one quick example. I'm in Rota, Spain. I'm stationed in Rota, Spain. Lived there for 3 years. This guy, American guy, opens a bar and he wants me to DJ his grand opening. At the time, I'm running four Bose speakers. They ain't even they're house speakers. I'm running speakers throughout there, and I'm in there. This is 1997, and I'm playing, stuff like, the Robin S. CC Penistons, the Pump Up the Jams and stuff like that. And I was getting ready to slow it down. This girl comes up and asks me for White Lion when the children, what is it? When the children
When the
cry.
children cry. Yeah,
Oh
Oh
baby.
my
God.
God. I
When the
was like,
children cry. That's a great
oh,
song, though, dude. Not for
it
that,
is.
but it's great.
Oh my God. You should have. So I did it because she was a good friend of mine. That was awful. The bartender's looking at me like, yo, man, can you? The owner's coming up looking at me like, and then my friend is looking at me like, don't you cut my song short. Don't you cut my song short. You know, Yes, that was one thing that's one thing that sticks. And this was 1997, so that was a while back. Yep, White Lion.
Because White Lion, that song is like, it's still old even in 1997, right? Like
Hmm.
it's still that hair band,
Yep.
80s stuff, because every hair band would have like a ballad, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
whether it was every rose has its thorn, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And all
All the
that,
Def
all that.
Leopards. Yeah.
But that song, dude, was like, there's almost no instruments in that song, man. Like it's like guitar.
Yes,
It's like
acoustic.
it's like an unplugged, man. You know what I mean?
It reminds me of More Than Words from Extreme.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's a good one.
So
We
I'm
And
like,
it's
actually hosted a hairband night, which I was super excited about because I love hairband music. And not really skate to, but if you like hair bands, you're gonna come
hmm
to it and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I love this song," and you're just gonna like roll around as you like, air guitar and
yeah,
pull it down and like all that kind of good stuff.
oh man, that's
yeah,
funny.
I
Are you
would,
gonna ask
yeah.
me what my pet peeve is?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'll wait then.
I
Go
was
ahead, man. Go
gonna,
ahead.
but go for it. Go. What's your pet peeve?
I like
When are
how
you gonna
she
play
did
my
that.
song? When are you
What's
gonna play
that?
my song? Is my song
Oh,
coming up next? When are you gonna play
yeah,
my song? It's like kids
yeah.
like, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?"
Yeah.
More than likely, if I haven't played your song yet, that means it's trash and I'm not going to play it and I'm gonna run out of time. Hate that. And then at Neville, they have that like the clear glass, and
hmm
they would just like stand there and stare at me. I started like building like walls with like binders and stuff so people's eyes just wouldn't be like bugging out at me. I'm like, "Oh my God, leave me alone."
When I do
I think I asked Jim, I was like, "Can we put that like what was that like that reflective film over it so like they can't see me but I can see them?"
oh yeah, 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 like two-way
Creepies,
mirror, right.
creepers, man.
When I do
I had to
I was
sing the
doing
song.
Sunday nights at the local rink here before I left to go to Korea. I did it from January this year. Years almost over. January to like April, and I did it every other Sunday. And I advertised it as an old school night, but that was my if they come up and ask me for something that was new, I'm like, no, no, this is throwbacks and old school night. Sorry, I can't help you.
I
Yeah.
know
So,
that feeling because the other day that I would DJ is the Sunday family session. And at first, it was slated as a Christian skate. And no offense, because what I did learn while I was there is there's some really good Christian music. There's really good Christian rap. There's really good Christian rock. There's really
yeah.
good Christian gospel. There is my mind was open to that. But the majority of people didn't want to hear that for 3 hours. So
hmm
the Sundays for me, I loved because that was when I played like the 70s funk and like the mic, like that's the
hmm
kind of music that I love. And when those kids would come up and ask me for something that was really shitty, I'd be like, "Oh, sorry, I can't play that today." Because like it was a specific decade or genre that I was playing, and I had a blast because that pressure was then taken off of me to have to like accommodate so many people.
Mm.
So I've noticed that they're doing a lot of old school nights lately, but they'll
Hmm.
do a 80s night or they'll do a 90s night.
Hmm.
My thing about that is why we got to keep separating it? Why don't we just play all of it? Do an old
Yeah,
school night, 70s, 80s, 90s, boom, all in one night. Why does it have to
we would do
be? Yeah, and
we would do themes like that too. We would do an 80s theme, a
right,
90s theme, a disco theme, and I'm like, why? Like, why can't we just
put
play?
it
And
all.
they were very popular. People would
Hmm.
dress up. In the
Yep,
90s, you'd have like your Run DMC looking people when they're in their Adidas outfits and the
yep,
Kangol hats, and
yep, and the
you'd have like the
windbreakers.
neons. Like people really got into it. Like, why can we
Hmm.
just not? And then again, it's like the music buffet or smorgasbord. Like, play it
I think it,
all.
yeah,
Play it
and I also,
all.
well, I think it's kind of funny that when these rinks are like, yeah, we're doing old school night, and I'm like, okay, so what? This is Tuesday. This is Friday. Like
Mhm. Yeah.
95% of the shit I hear in the rink is 80s and 70s and 90s anyway. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like
yes.
it's like, oh, like they call it old school night. I'm like, oh yeah, Wednesday. Yeah, 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 I've been there before. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's the fact is like look, the radio figured this out about us as a species a long time ago.
Hmm.
People listen to or like to hear what they know. Like you know, and people think like, and I too, I've even kind of had this idea about myself at one point in time where I really thought like, oh no, I have like this special ear for music and I have this eclectic taste and you know what I mean? And blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. You like people, 99% of people want to hear what they know.
Hmm.
The play to the DJ is God forbid you play something they don't know. You know what I mean? Like that's the hardest
Right.
thing. The job of a DJ really used to be beyond just keeping a room moving. It was introducing new
Yeah.
music to people. Like
Hmm.
that's what it was. And we are so averse to that now. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's crazy. Like the one thing that I think is cool is the fact that like I go and I watch a live or I go to a rink down here there and I see these 16, 15, 16-year-old kids skating to like music that is so far before their birth.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But they
Hmm.
love it, you know, and it's crazy because that's the only like the rink is one of the few places that makes that stuff cool.
Hmm.
Like this, like my mom couldn't just put on like whatever music she liked in the house. When I was a kid, if my mom put on whatever shit she liked in the house, I'd be like, this is the dumbest shit ever. You know what I mean? But you put me in the rink, all of a
Yeah.
sudden I have this whole other idea and perspective of it. It's kind of crazy actually. It's like the only like I guarantee you take half the kids right out there right now and if they never went to a rink, you put on half that music that they skate to and love outside of a rink, I guarantee they have a different reaction to it. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy, but
The thing I noticed too is that, and it's you don't hear like they're not shuffling anything from today. Very little.
no,
Very little. If I'm listening to, Nash Bash and Shuffle and Atlanta and then um, down in Florida, the majority of the stuff is 90s, a little bit of 80s, maybe some early 2K up to about 2010, because that's when that Jason Derulo shit was coming out and they got on my damn
mm,
nerves. And that's about it, And then there's only a few songs that have been out, say in the last 3 or 4 years, well, since the pandemic. I say since the pandemic. You don't hear really anything
mm,
in the rink
yeah.
now. That's now, unless you hear that one damn that song by Nick Minaj, everybody,
Yeah.
everybody, and all that stuff, because it's really upbeat. But nobody's really making anything to skate to now. I
Well,
can't think of anything
well, you know what's funny is so
as far as
like
shuffling.
yeah, well, you know what's it's what I always find funny. I think that well, here's a little quiz. Who can name like my favorite song to skate to? Anybody? Either person here?
Double Dutch Bus.
Uproar.
Get the fuck out of here. I hate that
Wait,
fucking song.
what'd you say?
He said double Dutch bus. I
I
hate
couldn't
that
Oh,
fucking song.
resist.
Jesus.
What was your guess?
Um, go ahead, Liz.
No.
Oh, I said uproar.
Yep. 100%. Lil,
Which
Lil
one?
Wayne up. Little Wayne uproar.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
here
yeah, yeah,
here's
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, of
here's the
course.
thing. You could throw that in any shuffle crowd in the country and it will work and they will get down to it. I guarantee it. Don't be fooled by the BPM. The tempo, like there's beat and there's
It's
tempo.
it's
And
it's
the
110.
tempo rides, right? Yeah, but the tempo rides
I know.
perfect for that, man.
And
That's what I'm
yeah.
trying to get across to people is don't get stuck on this BPM. Think about the tempo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, cause tempo is different. And like, but that song, dude, that song I can get down to. I can get down to it on different beat counts too, which is, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
I,
I love that
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah, and that's 110 because I remember playing that and actually throwing it with uh what's the one with Eminem and Nate Dogg, the Smack That.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those all kind of go in there together around 108, 110. Oh, and then
With like with Timbaland too. Has a good beat.
oh my God,
Mhm.
Timbaland's amazing. That
Yeah.
song, The Way I Are, oh man,
Mm-hmm.
that
Mhm.
is so good. Guess what else I like to skate to? And I know I'm gonna get it for this one. Give Me More from Britney Spears.
Oh, yeah.
What? That
That,
beat is so sick. Put
yeah.
that with the Timberland, oh man. And then you throw in, oh man, there's just so much stuff you can throw in there with that, with the just get married and all that stuff like that. Um,
Mm,
but yeah, Timberland's definitely got some stuff. But
yeah.
yeah, that uproar is yeah. I'm feeling you on that.
Oh, I love that. Dude. What is oh dude, you know what song there is some 60s shit that I love, dude. Like Do You Love Me? Like Now That I Can Dance, that song? Like it was on the
Oh,
Dude,
from
Dirty
I
Dirty
Dancing.
can
Dancing.
yeah, dude, that is like a 60s song. I can
Right,
and now this is gonna sound crazy to people. I can get down to that, but not because of this constant beat, right? I don't want to just be this, right?
right.
I get down to different aspects of that song, whether it's a drum roll or it's a sax,
Mm-hmm.
roll or something like that.
Yep,
Like
yep.
I will, like in b-boying they call it killing the beat, right? Where if the drum roll goes right, like the movement of
Right.
my body is going to literally match, it's like
Yep, yep.
I want to eat every part of a song up, like that's why that kind of shit, I love it. I love it.
Me and my
Lock,
dad,
lock, lock, lock.
me and my dad used to skate too when I was younger, back when I was around 10, was Junior Walker and the All Stars Shotgun.
Hell yeah, dude.
Man, that is just da-dum, 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 da-dum. I mean, and it brings in that saxophone. We are gone.
Mhm.
We are moving.
So I was at Gretna one night, and I asked for they'll play whatever I want. It's this little rink around here.
Okay.
And I asked for Let Me Clear My Throat, but there's two versions of that song, right? And
Hmm.
the one, the one that I really like has got like it's kind of like the live, it's not the complete live version, but it's got Biz Markie in it, and it's got
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about.
Dougie Fresh,
Yep.
so there's this part in that song, man, where like it goes into this breakdown, and everything cuts, and then all you hear is Fresh beatbox real quick, and just and it
Yeah.
and then it
Uh-huh.
goes, and then it cuts right back, slam it and jam it, you know what I mean? Party people on the dance floor like that, right? But
Right.
he rolls like a beatbox versus right. And so I'm skating to that song, right? And there's these dudes behind me, and they come every once in a while, like with the church, but like they're like probably like late 20s, early 30s, and they're cool
Hmm.
guys, and they, but they just enjoy coming to this rink, right? And there's like three of these dudes behind me, and when it got to that part where um where
With, with
God, I
Dougie
just said his
Fresh.
name, Dougie Fresh,
Dougie
does
Fresh.
that kind of beatbox,
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
it's the only, it's everything cuts, and then it's just and then he
Yeah.
goes into his rhyme, right? Like I just have grew up on that song, and I've skated to it a certain way. But this is how my thinking works with skating. When I get to that beat, like when he does that roll, like that kind of that
Hmm.
beatbox thing, my footwork literally, my step is right on beat with every
Right, right, right.
so like, and then I get right back into the beat, right?
Hmm.
And so, and it's not like because I remember because I just skate, like, and I don't really think about much when I'm there. But these three dudes behind me were like, "Oh shit," because like they understood what they just saw. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Hmm.
and so they spent like 20 minutes talking to me outside afterwards, and they're like, "I've never seen anybody do it like you just skated to something completely different." Like, and
Hmm.
my brother used to call it like lip syncing with his feet. Like he used to skate to lyrics, like
Yeah,
when
yeah, I get you.
like
Okay.
real complex hip hop, like when in the early 90s when hip hop became real lyrical and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, he'd be like, yeah, if the rhyme was diddle 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 duh, his feet would diddle 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 duh, and then he'd get back on downbeat. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
that's why I need more than just
Hmm.
a single BPM. That's why. Because I don't it's funny, I don't stand in the middle and dance. I don't fly along the wall. but
I've
I
seen your
feel
stuff. Yeah.
like,
No,
yeah,
you
I feel
move.
like, yeah, but I feel like I do that at a mid pace. Like
Hmm.
I wouldn't call it shuffling. I'm definitely not in the middle jamming,
Right,
but
right, right,
I
right.
feel it's almost like is corny or
You're
is it's
yeah,
almost
you're on your
interpretive
inner
dance
lane.
to me. It's interpretive dance to me, to be
Hmm.
honest with you. Like it's what it feels like. But
I
I don't
you
know.
saying that I noticed that when you do jump on or in a shuffle line, it's very short-lived. You ride it like once or twice around, and then
Yeah,
you're right in the middle of the middle and the outside.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's because I mean, there's different reasons. Sometimes it's like I don't want to be behind some people.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
And then
Brian,
I think with I noticed like when I would like more so at Neville, but like when I would start just skating around because I don't really categorize myself as anything either. Um, I was the worst person. People would jump in behind me and start a line. And I'm like, I'm the worst person because I'm all over the place. Like, I'm
yeah,
not doing the same step for like 40 minutes. I'm like doing something and then I'm doing something and then I'm doing
Right,
something. And
right.
I think just the variety in your skating, having different music allows for that too. And you're not just sitting there doing this over and over again. It
Hmm.
allows just for some more fluidity as a skater, I think.
Yeah.
Brian, for you, what would you say, like, up to this point? Looking back, all the rinks you DJ'd, all the environments you DJ'd, as far as rinks go, what for you is like your ultimate experience? Like, what did you enjoy most, or what do you enjoy most? Why and why?
You already know.
Tell the people.
Roller jam.
Tell them
Roller
why.
jam. Roller jam was just one of those places that you heard stuff that you didn't know you was gonna hear.
Mm,
It wasn't the same. You didn't know it was not predictable at all. Okay. And then, and Tito's up there doing this thing. And I even spoke to a few people from Carolina Shuffle Crew that didn't like Tito. And I know why. No big deal, you know, because they're that a different style. But when you want something different and you get it, and then you come back the next Saturday and it's different again.
mm,
Because I went to Roller Jam
yeah.
8 weeks in a row when I was in Jersey in 2011. I was floored. I mean, I was dehydrated. I could barely drive back to the damn hotel. I was like, oh, shoot, man. And I wasn't even drunk. I don't even drink. Roller Jam, they got the full bar. Roller Jam was just one of them spots that you just knew you were going to have a good time, but you didn't know what you was going to skate to.
Mm, hell
That's
yeah.
what I liked about that. And some people don't like that. Some people like to have, I've noticed with the shuffle uh, community, they want that same beat, kicking up 130 plus. And Tito would play the R&B, then he'd pick it up to the house, then he'd play when he played James Brown. Oh my God, he played like
Mm.
James Brown and just some of the good 70s, uh, good 70s funk, fire, don't. I mean, all
Mm,
that stuff. So to me, Roller Jam was it, and this is so sad that it shut down. Um,
yeah.
if I had to pick one now, I would probably go with Scott Campbell at Scooters. I love his
Mm,
style. Mad Hatter's in there too. Um, did you know I DJ with Mad Hatter? I got to DJ with him once.
hmm Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you were supposed to go that night. Yeah, okay, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't make it. That was an awesome night. Man, we got so many compliments from that night. We didn't even know who was playing. It's
Yeah.
just he go he says, "Hey, what are you gonna play?" I says, "Bro, don't worry about me. Do your thing. When you finish, I'm gonna
Mhm.
take over." And we just went at it. We was gone. And that floor was just moving. It was just a regular session. That was the night before Roller Jam closed. That was the night I was up there for that. But I like Scott because every 30 minutes he's moving and he's announcing what he's going to do. He does it all the time. But no, Roller Jam, Roller Jam got me easily.
Yeah.
So, and
That's
maybe part because I'm older and I understand the older music because, 1975, I was 10, so um, I get it.
yeah. There's that place is filled with people that, I'm younger than you. I dug it. There's people 10,
Yeah, of
15
course. Yeah,
years
yeah, yeah,
younger than
yeah.
me.
Yeah, yeah. You're right.
Uh, yeah, no, but I get it. I think that what we love about like kind of like that Northeast kind of funk vibe, like funky vibe, I
Hmm.
think that Roller Jam just did it the best. You know what I mean? They did the
Yeah,
best of what we already love. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
And you can
oh
shuffle up there. It's just not the shuffle. It's not the freestyle, but you can shuffle. You can
yeah,
shuffle with no problem. But
yeah.
it's not going to be the freestyle. So, because I even, yeah,
What
go ahead.
No, what I was gonna say is also too is there's the reason that I think that the reason that the fact is that like when you talk about the Jersey Shuffle, right? Or like the Philly
Hmm.
Shuffle,
Yeah.
that's not what's going on down south. You know what I
Nope.
mean?
I had to learn
Like
that.
right. To me, it's called trucking. If you ask me, it's just it's striding on beat. That's what's happening.
Yeah, but
Okay.
they got a little twist to it, that they do that's very unison. It looks really good when they do it. I had to learn that. I had to do
Yes.
it.
But if you go down to like a lot, like if you go down to USA and you or whatever, like, and the biggest line, right, that's going, it
Hmm.
is just they're gonna be striding, and that's
Yeah,
cool.
just yep,
That's
side to
fine.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, and like what more could, like, it's kind of hard to do anything else at that speed with that many people that close to you.
Yeah, yeah,
The
pretty much.
reason
Yeah.
that, yeah, our thing works at our BPM up here is because that movement is not the same.
Hmm.
It's a little bit more complex. There's a different pattern to it. You know what I
Yep.
mean? When it comes to like the what would people call the Jersey Shuffle or
I had to
whatever.
change my whole muscle memory and everything was going on with that. I'm like, damn, why my hip hurting? Get
Yeah.
back to the. So yeah, yeah, it was just a whole different ball game. Skating up there it's good, and I want to get back up there. I know they got Rink coming up, but with my ship schedule, I got to try to just pick one. Once one gets closer, I'd be like, well, can I get this time off? Okay, yeah, go ahead. So
Well, Skate Like No Bricks is the one to
I was going to say
get.
I'm
September
I'm
26th,
I'm
27th.
I want. What'd you say, Liz?
Did I say the right dates? I was like September 26th and 27th.
I I want to go. I want to go to Neville. I've been trying to get to Neville for 7 years, and I've yet to get there. And I've been friends with. I met Jim Park in 2017, and I've never been able to get up there. So, but yeah, I'm hoping. It's just that whatever my ship.
Make sure when you go, DJ Pat's working the DJ booth. You'll have a fantastic time.
Pat has already told me that I can share his booth with him. Yeah, he's
That's
Oh
already
yeah.
told me
amazing.
that. Yeah, he's already told me that I can share his booth with him. So that's good. If I ever get up and can give enough notice for Tri-Rink, depending on what's going on, or if there's going to be any pre-parties, me and Matt Hatter are going to do something because he's already told me I could play with him again. So 47 skate gym. He says I can play there anytime. Because I did a couple of events up there already and it worked out pretty good. So I've got a good rapport going on with a few, with a few rinks up there. So
Well, we'll
Sounds like you're
talk.
gonna be pretty busy in your retirement years, just traveling and DJing everywhere.
if I can, I got 5 more years with this company. And I'm gonna see what's gonna happen after that. I got to talk with the wife, see if she's gonna let me stop working. She runs the money, and so I got 5 more years with this company, and then after that, depending on what my knees are doing, hopefully my knees is will. I would love to get more full time and be like a Mayhem or Jams. Maybe not as busy, but get something. Yeah, and I don't want to do slow roll. I'm not nothing against my peoples, but I got sick of slow roll because that's all I did from 2006 to 2012 here down in Virginia Beach. That's it. I want
Mhm.
something I can pick up the pace and play and not be as limited. I hate being limited when I DJ.
Hell
I
yeah.
want to play some Frankie Goes to Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Some Duran Duran, stuff like that. So, but yeah, hopefully, the next few years we'll see. I'll just keep kicking out mixes. You know how I do now. I just kick out mixes to people and stuff
Share the
like
wealth.
that. And I do
Hmm.
appreciate you saying that about the stuff that I gave to Jim, for you guys.
Hmm.
That was nice. So,
Wasn't any white line in that mix, I guess.
No, I gave him wait a minute. What'd you say?
There may have been. There was
I said
so
no. You
much.
guys
There
totally
was
missed
so
it.
much.
You guys totally missed it. I said there wasn't any white lion in that. What was
Yeah, we
that?
heard
Oh
it.
my God. No, no, no,
Oh, I
definitely
heard
not.
it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I didn't hear it. Speaking of that, what about skating to Seven Nation Army or
Yeah.
White Stripes? Man, I
Yeah.
Yep.
lose man.
Speed skate. Speed skate. Those were speed skate
I played
songs.
in a shuffle line.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mixed that
Yeah.
bad boy in with like Brass Monkey or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of
Yeah.
blended in
Again,
there a little.
maybe if you got a DJ that throws these in there and people aren't expecting it or not used to it, and then they're like, hold up, wait a minute, what's this?
My
You
thing
know?
is my pet peeve, and as you probably noticed, my pet peeve is transitions.
Mm.
My transitions have to be perfect for me. So if you can throw it in there and really have it on, they wouldn't even know it until it's on. Until that's
Mm-mm.
happening, they'd be like, "Wait a minute, why am I skating the white stripes? What the hell?" you know. But
Yeah.
if if you know how to mix, and I I've been doing it for a while, so I think I'm pretty good at mixing. I don't scratch or nothing like that, but I can blend. And if you can blend it in there right, I think you can keep them going. So
Well, and that's what DJ AM did so well. DJ AM, he like introduced generations to music that they never would have ever got down to in a club, but because he brought a redrum, that he like, I'm not saying that he invented that thing, but he took that to another level, man. And I wish that we had some more of that. I wish we had like some more redrums. You know what I mean? Because any
do
one of these songs, man, can work in
do
any environment. You know what I mean? I just
do.
don't hear a lot of it at the rink anymore.
And this is for you too, Liz. I have a whole folder of redrum mixes,
I
37.
know.
No, I've
Oh,
got,
did I put,
yeah.
Yes. Yes,
well,
you
well,
that was included.
right, but I redid all of them
Oh, wow.
because my
We need
friend
we need
sent
these.
37 redrums,
Yep.
and I'm talking rock, I'm new wave,
Yep. Yep.
the old classic soul. I've got Hold On, I'm Coming from Sam and Dave with the beat for Give It to Me from Gwen Stefani
Mhm.
Hmm.
and Timbaland.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean that redrum like that, I've redid my whole redrum because like I say, the guy that sends me my music, I just tell him what I want and he'll just start sending it. And I pay him like $30 a month. And
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll separate it. Yeah, I done redone all my redrums. Man, I got some redrums
Yeah.
for you. So
I have like, yeah, I have like
I love
terabytes of,
redrums.
yeah, I've got like terabytes of music. Like a lot of it is from sets I like would record, you know what I mean? Either
Okay.
like at corporate events or bars or something like that. But like, but yeah, but I go through and I listen to it again. I'm like, man, this shit would work so well. You know what I mean? Like at the rink. But
And new disco. Do you know about new
yeah,
disco?
yeah.
Okay. So now some of the new disco is just songs that they make to sound like disco, but a lot of the new disco that I got is songs like More Than a Woman with a House Beat from the Bee Gees.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or or what's another one? Oh, the Jacksons, Shake Your Body Down to the Ground by the
Hmm.
Jacksons with a house beat. And I
Ooh,
mean,
I need to hear these. See, that's what I'm all about. That's what I like.
my favorite one right now is because my favorite group is Chic. Chic and SOS Band are my two favorite groups. And Chic had a song out back in the 70s called Dance, Dance, Dance. Yowza, yowza, yowza. A guy named, and you can find it on YouTube, Sculptured Music, all one word, Sculptured Music, Dance. And just listen to the way he did it. He turned it into a house track.
Mm.
Beautiful song.
Damn.
Beautiful song.
Damn.
So, but yeah, it just, yeah, I just love all the different stuff. I just wish we can hear it more. The more, if I can get my foot in the door, then I'm gonna try to. What did Drake say? The game need change, and I'm the cashier.
Mm.
I was gonna say this gay community needs you right now.
It,
Mhm.
it,
Superhero.
and like I said, I don't want to just. I'll take what they got and just plug other stuff in. You
Right.
Yeah.
know, So I know I'm gonna get the shufflers, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that. But the other night, Brittany was live from Carolina Shuffle Crew, and Sensation was playing. I heard "Give It to Me, Baby" from Rick James. I'm like, oh, and the floor was moving.
Oh
I
yeah.
heard, yeah, I heard "Get Off" from Foxy. He played "Pump Up the Jam." I mean, he played. I was like,
Yeah, I can
okay,
get
all
down to
right.
him.
Oh yeah, Sensation's nice. Now,
Yep.
did you hear what happened to him when they had the first shuffle event? Well, I don't
Yep.
know if it's a. Yeah, that was something else. I had to call Brittany on that one. They actually
But
gave him a.
can you all fill me in because I missed
Oh,
this.
I'm gonna tell
It
you.
just didn't go over that well, but you know.
So they tried to change what Sensation normally does because it was a shuffle event. So the owners of the rink basically gave him a playlist, and he
Mm-hmm.
could only play certain stuff. And I noticed
Mm-hmm.
it. I'm like, this isn't what he normally plays. He usually changes it up a little bit more, but he wasn't allowed to. See, that'd
Mm.
have been me. They wouldn't have had no DJ that night.
Nope. Yeah.
Nope. They
Yeah.
wouldn't
Why?
have had no
Why?
DJ that
Why?
night.
Why even bring me? You know what I mean?
Right.
Hmm.
What am I here for?
Yeah.
Because if it's a
Yeah.
press play, why don't you do it? You know what I'm
They.
saying? Like,
Yep. Yep. They apparently they gave him. I don't know if the story was true, but I heard they had a whole another thumb drive for him or something. I don't know what it was, but
yeah, this is all alleged. You cannot necessarily say these are.
yeah.
If that
Yeah.
Like
happened, that sucks.
it's
Yeah.
like hella
Yeah.
disrespectful.
Yeah,
But
it was. Yeah, that was something else. And I actually was talking to Brittany the next day on the phone, and I texted her and I said, "Hey, can I give you a call for a minute?" And we was talking, and she was filling me in. I was like, "Oh, I knew something was going on because that was not Sensation playing.
Mm.
mm,
No,
Well,
definitely not."
guys, this has been good. We got to wrap it up. We're going at an hour 40 already.
Okay,
So,
I still
look,
got to
I
drive
don't
back
know.
to.
Oh, do you? You still got to drive?
I still got to drive back to the ship because I work in
Shit.
the morning, and I don't like to deal with the morning traffic.
Okay. Well, then I'm
So I
definitely going
go.
to wrap this.
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah. I go back at night.
All right. Well, so I'm definitely going to wrap this up. I don't know if this was exactly what we thought it was going to be. I had a good time, man.
I
If
did too.
anything, yeah, if anything, the maybe the moral of this story or whatever, guys, to everybody out there, just try, just something a little different. Try something a little different.
Yeah,
Just
just
a little
yeah, yeah.
something.
Take a
A little something
chance.
on the on the edge of the plate. You don't have to change the whole meal. Just a little something. A little something.
Yes,
A little
yes.
Little
sprinkle
Because
something
I
gravy
different.
on those mashed potatoes.
Something.
I like that. She said put some gravy
Just
on the
something.
mashed potatoes.
Yeah. Just mix it up a
Yeah,
little bit. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
That's
So,
all
but
we
yeah.
want. Just a little bit something different.
All right, guys. Well, that is
Yeah.
it for the first topic show. Thank you guys very much.
I
And
appreciate you.
that's it. Peace, everybody.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
Bye.